Welcome back to Greatest's Let's Play series on modded Minecraft using the Direwolf 20 pack. So we left this with an automated lava transport system from the nether back into our base, and I was about to do some sorting. Unfortunately, I was going to dig under there. Unfortunately, the sorting system I want to use requires ender pearls, and we still don't have a source of renewable source of ender pearls. Going to try and find one of those between the episodes. So in the meantime, let's sort out the Industrial Craft 2 system. We want a processing center. So for the time being, what we really want to do in this episode is have it so that when I dump something here, instead of going to these machines I want to reserve for manual, it's going to drop them downstairs. And downstairs, we're going to have more power because we're going to need it. And we're going to have more machines. And what I'm probably going to do, and I dug some of this out just so that you can see it ahead of time, I'm probably going to hide the geothermals down in the ground, pull the lava into them, send the power back up to the manual machines, and some power here for the automatic processing. So let's get started with an upgrade for our power storage. This bat box, it only really stores 40,000, but we're going to need a lot more than that. And in fact, when we start putting more of these geothermals in place, it's going to output more power than the machines can actually deal with. So we want a kind of an intermediary box to store the power, and then another box to step it down to the kind of power requirements that they can use. So let's get started. And the other reason I want ender pearls is to replace this. I'll show you that once I get some more of them. So the first thing we want to do probably is let's start with the CESU. It's a step up from the bat box, so it stores a lot more power, but it also emits more power, so we've got to be a little bit careful with it. And this all looks, there's a lot of more advanced stuff here, a lot of bronze. If you go into these, which we haven't seen before, advanced RE batteries are the next step up. These are lots of bronze item casings, lots of copper cables, sulfur, and lead dust. And off camera, I've produced a fair amount of that kind of stuff. I did want to show you a couple of things. One of which is this metal former. We haven't really used it before on camera, but you select the right mode. In this case, we want this mode. And we're probably going to want, I think, 8 maybe. Yeah, let's just put 8 in there. And as you can see, it's going to work its way across, and it's going to produce equivalent to this copper plate here. I've just got it in my inventory for demonstration, except it's going to be made out of bronze. There we go. And we can just let that run. In the meantime, can we make anything else for this? We probably can't. So why don't we make the other step, the thing that will step the power down? That's called an LV transformer. This is much simpler to make. 2 insulated tin cables and a coil. Coil we've made before, uninsulated copper cable and an iron. So we've got that in our inventory. So shift click, 1 coil, need some boards and 2 insulated tin cable. I seem to have got some lag on the server. Let's see if that actually improves. So if we shift it into extruding mode and put our tin in there, what we should find is we get some, obviously, tin wire out, which is what we want, but it's better at doing it than our cutters. So we get 3 instead of 2. All good. But we only need 2, so there we go, and some boards. So one LV transformer. Now we're going to need to... Wow, there really is some lag here. I'm going to restart the server, I think, after this finishes, and we'll do that off camera. So we just need to let this finish and produce us some item casings. Be right back. And we're done. We've got our bronze casings. Yeah, we're going to need 3 of these batteries, so that should be enough. Some lead dust, some sulfur. Hopefully you picked that up while you've been out mining. And we get 3 batteries. Unfortunately, they don't stack. What else do we need for the CSU? Some more plates. Okay. We just need 5 of them this time. CSU. So let's go and take a look at what we can actually do with these. First of all, let's get rid of this. Isn't needed. And in fact, let's also, whoops, can't do with that. This one, let's get rid of that. And let's get rid of, you can't get rid of that. Okay, fine, just break it. Okay, I'll do for now. So, what we're going to need to do is supply some power that way. And we're going to need to also supply some power for some machines, which are going to be along here and visible. So, we're going to have power something like at least there anyway. So if we have our geothermals, we're going to need the bottom layer taken up by fluid ducts. So I'm going to at least want them like this. And we'll have a line of fluid duct up to here where we'll have, if I can jump, yeah, you have to break these. Yeah, so maybe we have it there with our fluid ducts going down, our geothermals going across, and then we can get the power out of the top of them. Now, the geothermals, if I just put the first one down, our existing one, how many spaces do we have? 3, 6 if we want them. Let's just, we're just going to put in 5 for now. So there's our first one. And off camera, I'm probably going to go and create the others. You've seen how to create those before. You know, feel free to go and create them yourselves. But then we're going to pull the power out, and I'm going to do this directly. Yeah. See, what we want to make sure happens is each of these generators is going to pull out. Let's show this on Whaler. 20 U per tick. With one, that's just fine. You can power all those machines, or at least semi-power them. But with 5 or 6 of them, that's going to be a lot of power coming out. So we're going to need to absorb it, and our CSU can output 128 as well as receive it. But our machines can't take that in just yet, not until we upgrade the generators in them. That will come to later. So we're then going to have our LV transformers to output a suitable amount of power to everything else. So if we want to output, our output's at least going to go to here. Machines are going to go backwards. I'll just go away for a minute. I'll come back right back after I've had to think about how to lay the power out. Okay, here we go. We're going to have the output of all these generators all going into this copper cable. It's going to input into the CSU, which is just a big battery. Yeah, we may well want this later for some charging of things, but it doesn't matter too much if we don't see this. And then we want our LV transformers on the top. I said on the top. There we go. And if we right click, we want it to fixed step down. That means we don't want it to change based on that redstone signal. So from the top here, all of this line is going to be 32 per tick, which is exactly what our machines can actually cope with, which is good. So if I link this back up, I need to get some more cable to do it. Once I do that, then we're pretty much back to where we started. All we have to do is reconnect the ender tank to the first geothermal. This is a bigger buffer, and then we can get the machines powered upstairs. That's our first kind of prerequisite. In fact, I'm going to steal this cable. Because we're going to need the machines upstairs again shortly. So there we go, everything should work. All we need to make sure is that we get, in fact, we can even restore this bit. We need to get a few more it's annoying. A few more fluid ducts, and then we should all be sorted. Our ender tank needs to go to output mode. Our generator's online. It's charging our CSU, which is outputting and going upstairs. Now we need to go and make more of these and more of this, which means more obsidian. Luckily, we have lava now. And on this side, if I just do this, just move the power source for that, and power source, infinite water source to that corner. And on this side, we have this machine. It does the same thing it did before, it's just a bit more compact, and then it's sending the cobblestone upstairs. In this case, all we're going to do is probably hook up the same line of lava over here, and occasionally, whenever we need it, we're going to get it to generate some obsidian. Be right back once I get more components for the generators. Brief note, I got this the wrong way around again. The side with the most dots is the high side on the transformers. So in this case, we want it to face down. So you shift right click to face that down, and then all the yellow sides in this case, or the single dots if you're on vanilla, will be the low side, the 32 units per tick. So if we come and have a look up here, all of these machines are getting powered. Good. So we've got some more fluid up with our remaining hardened glass. We can just lay this down. Then we need to get it up here. Which is exactly where it needs to go when we want obsidian, like we do right now. So we can seal this bit in at least, and then tell this to input from the left and change to obsidian mode. Now, because now everything's now hooked up to our nether source, we don't have to worry about this too much. In fact, we could even leave this on obsidian mode if we wanted to. We're going to use an awful lot of lava up doing it, but it matters a whole lot less than it did. Okay, so we've made our iron furnaces with 5 iron plates, just in a kind of semi-U shape above our normal furnace. We actually just want to get upgraded to our generators now, so in order to do that we need batteries, and batteries need these tin iron casings. So we're actually just making a few of them now. We can make one battery, tin, redstone, and we've got the battery. We just need 3 of these, 1 of those. We've got a generator. Rightly, it's just this. And we need some more of these cells, which we can extrude. No, that's not right. Ah, okay. Iron item casings. Fine. So we're going to need some more iron. These are nearly done. May as well make the batteries while the rest is cooking. There we go. So the batteries are just three of these. So now we just need more iron plates. But we can upgrade these generators in the meantime. So we've got 4 generators. We just need to upgrade to the geothermals. She's nearly done. I'm going to need more than this, but oh, actually, I'm not. Yeah, I need the item casings, so that should be fine, I think. Yeah, there we go, 2. So, generator, cells, glass, and we've got ourselves a geothermal. While the rest is cooking, we just drop this downstairs. There we go, just like the first one. And each one will fill itself up with lava as a buffer, have its own internal buffer, and the rest will come out of here and back into our battery, which, as you can see, is now full with 300,000. Great. I'll be right back once the rest have finished cooking. And they're done, or at least most of them are done. So the last one, we can just throw this last plate in. Put 2 more, and we want our last one, which is done. Got 2 cells left over, but I'm sure we can reuse those later. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's combined. They can produce 20 U's per tick, and they're all filling up with lava, which is taking a bit of time to drain from our ender tank. But that will mean a really quick response when needed, because we've got this buffer in the way, and we're now ready to start making some machines. So what machines do we want to build? Well, we've already got 2 of them. We've got the macerator. That's very good. The furnace, again, very good. But there's another machine that we've not built yet, and it's called the ore washing plant. Now, it needs water. What it really does is it generates a little bit of extra ore. It's not enough to triple it, but it's enough to give you a small, tiny piece of ore if you like. And obviously iron plates and everything we've seen before, apart from the motors, and the motors are just some tin item casings and coils, and we've seen all of that before. So we can make this fairly straightforwardly. We do have a problem at the moment, and this is going to take quite a time for these things to actually be made. So I'm going to have to cut off camera just while a lot of these things are being produced. But we're going to probably choose 2 of each. So 2 macerators, 2 furnaces, 2 ore washing plants. Once we're done, I'll come back. So let's craft one of the ore washing machines. We want a basic circuit first. Basic circuit. We need 2 motors, and each motor is 2 coils with 2 tin casings and an iron ingot, which we don't have because we're missing the iron. 2. And the rest is just 2 buckets. Basic machine casing, which is the 8 plates around the outside, and then 3 more iron plates for a second ore washing machine. Now, because all the barrels and the ducts, and I'm going to replace all these shortly by the new type of item duct, all come from this corner at the moment. What I'm going to do is have a production line that's kind of starts here and then moves across all the way to the end. So if we put down our, yeah, this should do fine, I think. May want to move that. Yeah, that'll be fine. 1, 2, so they're the ore washing plants. And if you look at the whaler tools up at the top, they're storing up energy, which they're going to use. Fortunately, these do need water. Luckily, this is providing water, so we just need to find a way of getting water into the back of these items out. Need to do that as neatly as possible. I'll have a think about that one. Since we've already crafted the machines, I'll let you do that yourselves. Obviously, you don't need to put it on camera. But we're going to have 2 macerators, 2 electric furnaces, 2 ore washing plants, and then we should be done with at least this to start. Be right back when those are done. Actually, while those are being done, one quick note. Item ducts, the opaque ones, to upgrade them, we want the hardened glass, but this time we want tin on either side. So I get a bunch of this tin on either side. And we get item duct that you can actually see through. So if I just go through here and reclaim all of this stuff, this is all terrible. Yeah. Okay. I'll play it like that, then, and I'm just going to go into bat form. And probably all the way back down, in fact. Let's just... So just like before, item duct, servo, changes to output, and on all the time. The only real difference is obviously these we can now see through, and I think they're a bit faster as well. So up we go. What we should see coming up here and through is the cobblestone. As soon as it realizes, unless this is full. Is this full? It's full. Okay. So nothing can go up here at the moment. But once we start these machines, they're going to start pumping everything else up into these barrels. And we'll probably will be able to, at least let's try this. Maybe not with those. Yeah, let's leave that for now. Be right back. And our machines are in. They fit in the room. They're flush with the walls, or maybe they're not flush with the walls. Ugh. Yeah, maybe the one too close. May have to move everything back. Don't worry about it for now, though, because we're just going to sort out the routing system for all of this. Let's just put a platform down. which I'm going to miss, of course. We're going to need to pull things from upstairs, at least initially, before we get the sorting system. 1 second. Before we get the sorting system, we're going to pull them out of their input chest, push them into the macerators, out of the back of those, into the electric furnaces, out of the back of those, and back up to our metals chest. So how are we going to do that bit? Well, we're at least going to need lots of item ducts. So if you haven't made them, go make them already. So here's what we currently do. We have an input chest that gets pulled and put into these items. We don't want that to happen anymore, so let's get rid of them. And we don't need any of this either. Instead, we're going to be going down this side and into the back here. So really hard to do this while flying. Probably going to need some more of these ducts. But we want our input chest somewhere. And probably, to start with, let's make it this one. No, I'll have to move the stuff out of it. But yeah, let's make it this one. Not sure I even have enough. I have enough to be one short, which is what I wanted anyway, because I don't want to connect this up with all this stuff in. I want to pull it into the macerators. That would be bad. So that's the first step. Back in a second once I've moved everything out of the chest. So we have one chest. And we're going to just pull everything. Cool. Now to just quickly test that. There it goes. And now we can see the items traveling through. This is going to go across, down, and into the back of our macerators. So if we head down that, should be coming along any minute. And there it is. Now, unfortunately, it has nowhere to actually go at the moment. These are just inputs. And this is one reason why I was saying it was one too far forward, because these should sit flush with the walls, just like on this side. The walls will be here. And we're going to have to pull out of these. And remember, obviously, we've got the inputs here. Underneath, we've got the power, so it will kind of out of places to actually go. So I'm going to move these around between episodes. We've got the basics here. We're going to have a similar kind of setup here, and we can set up filters for what we want to go in, pull them back out, and then they can go elsewhere in the network. They can go into these, and maybe into these as well. Not quite decided whether I'm going to use these just yet, but we'll see. That's kind of the end of this episode, I think. There's not much more to cover until we start kind of reworking this, so it's probably best I go and do that. Let's go and see how long we've got left. 1 second. So we do have a few minutes left. I'm going to improve this in a future episode, but just for this one, just for demonstrations, 2 macerators, 2 electric furnaces, and we put servos in the back of all of them. We set each one to a whitelist, and what we're probably going to do is go and mine, and then keep a chest somewhere with the actual ores in them, just for reference if you want to change the whitelist or the filters. But this is coming down from our input chest, and then we should be able to just send the rest up back to our output chest. And in this case, our output chest is going to be the one that I've just filled with all the junk again. So I'm going to have to move all that all over again. 3 across. Okay. Yep, so we want to be going up into that. Tidy this up later. And we're going to need more. Of course we are. Okay, so anything that's not in those whitelists is going to go straight back up against the top and back into our chest. So if we do put stuff in there that isn't useful, it's very good. Yeah, that should do just fine. So I need to go and get some ores. Back in a second. So here we are, just been mining a little bit. We need an empty hand, which... Goodbye gravel. Really goodbye gravel. So click on here, we're set to whitelist, and we can just whitelist. Saying we want gold and silver, we want lead, tin, copper, and iron. Same thing here. Gold, not aluminium, silver, lead, tin, copper, iron. Okay, now when we involve the ore washing plants, we're going to need to route the stuff from there into those first, and we may need to rearrange these. But for now, just for the simple setup, we then want to set up the item filters here for what these produce. So let's just send, that's the crushed ores. Let's just test this by sending 1 of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here they come. Now, we may have a bit of an issue at the moment in that once these two get occupied, they're probably going to carry on and look for somewhere else, and they're going to end up in that chest up there. That's something I'll have to sort a little bit later. For the moment, that's going in there. It's going in there, and yeah, see, they're going to be going back up to that chest. So maybe some kind of loop going on, or feedback loop. I'll figure that out between the 2 episodes, and when we come back next, we're going to finish off the setup, get everything working nice and well, and then we can get going on sorting after that. Thanks very much for watching.